Okay, hello. Here with I think it's a review. Not sure what it is. Review, discussion video, whatever it is of this. Ooh, I'm gonna lift it. The newly released anniversary edition of Let It Be by the Beatles. So this is the 5 LP version, which is 4 LPs and 1 EP. So yeah, I'll go through each of these LPs, say what I think of them, and yeah, see how this video turns out. And if I don't mind how it turns out, you'll be seeing it. And if I don't like it, you won't be seeing this. Anyway, long time ago, when I was younger, so much younger than today, I did a review of Let It Be, which was in February of 2017. I watched it just before this video, and goodness me, I went to town on this album. And funnily enough, here we are, nearly 5 years later, and I still agree with everything I say in that video, if not more now. Let It Be is my least favourite Beatles album. In fact, I'd go as far as to call it a bad album. But not the songs. This makes sense. The songs, to me, they're not bad songs. It's the mixes that Phil Spector did. I don't like what Phil Spector done to this album. Let It Be Naked is all I ever listened to for this set of songs. And obviously, the regular version of Let It Be is what's been put in the anniversary edition. So I was always going to get it. And maybe the new mixes would change my mind. I'll let you know what I think in a minute when I do the review. But yeah, Let It Be Naked is still, for me, what I listen to. That is Let It Be, regular Let It Be for me. And yeah, I just think Phil Spector ruined this album. I know there are people out there who like what he did, and fair enough, we're on to our opinions. But for me, personally, I don't really listen to Let It Be, regular Let It Be album very much, because, well, in fact, it's years since I listened to it last, before this box set came out, because I don't like what Phil Spector did. Anyway, if you do want to watch my review of Let It Be from a long time ago, I don't know if I'll put a link, because it's a very old video and I'm very much younger back then. He says at the ripe old age of 23, which is what I am now. Go and watch that if you're that interested, but if not, I don't really mind. Do what you want. I'd hate to tell you what to do. Anyway, this is the Super Box set, which is the 4th one we've had. It's followed on from Sgt. Pepper, the White Album, and Abbey Road. However, this is the first time on vinyl that you've been able to get absolutely everything. So far, with the other 3, if you've wanted to have everything that's included, you've had to buy the Super Deluxe CD version. With Sgt. Pepper and the White Album, you couldn't get everything on vinyl. With Abbey Road, you could get everything on vinyl, but you didn't get the book. This time, you can get everything on vinyl, but you get the book as well. So there's no need to buy the CD for me personally this time. I can get everything I want on the vinyl, which is good. It's a shame they didn't do it for the other 3 that we've had, but hopefully going forward, we'll get more on the vinyl, assuming they're going to do the rest of the albums, which I would imagine they're going to. Anyway, I'll open it up, go through each thing that's in it. I'm sure you've probably seen this by now. If you haven't, I don't know where you've been, but there are plenty of videos out there of this. First thing I'll show you is the book. The bookety book. I'll put that down there in a sec. So yeah, that's the front, that's the back. It's just the usual thing, really. You know, I've got the Beatles, and then it's got Get Back with Let It Be stuck on top. I've shown you the wrong page there. I'm very professional at this, because I can't actually see. Stay down, page. I'm just putting on the page. There we go, Let It Be with Get Back stuck over it. Sorry, the other way around, Get Back with Let It Be stuck over it. Pictures of the Beatles, and as usual, as we always get with these, we get a foreword from Paul. That is a great picture, Paul, that I've never seen before. I really like that picture, Paul. But otherwise, it's just the usual. We've got something from Giles Martin. Glyn Johns also gets to say his piece. But yeah, then we get the story of the album, each of the tracks, etc, etc. Which will be a good book to read. I will read it eventually. However, at this precise moment in time, I, like a lot of us Beatle fans, are probably reading this book, Get Back, which is the new book that's just come out, which is basically transcripts of the sessions from each day they Get Back things in chronological order. It's 30 quid on Amazon, this, or probably about that price in many good bookstores around the country. If you haven't got this book and you're a Beatles fan, I highly recommend it. In fact, I can't recommend it enough. This is kind of like the Bible for us Beatles fans. It's a beautiful book. Get it. If you ain't got that book, get that book. But we're not here to talk about the book today. We're here to talk about the music. Right, next up we've got the original album itself being remixed by Giles Martin. So, obviously, as I've said, I don't really listen to regular Let It Be. As far as I'm concerned, Let It Be Naked is where it's at. However, I have listened to this remix twice, and yeah, it's decent enough. The only issue I have is because I don't listen to regular Let It Be, I can't really, it's been so long, remember what the original mixes sound like. So unlike the remixes of Sgt. Pepper, Abbey Road and the White Album, I can't really sit here and tell you what the differences are. That's how fan I am. But I can tell you what I like and what I didn't like from listening to this so far. Something else, this artwork has definitely been reworked, remastered, because these pictures are a lot clearer than they used to be, particularly that one of George's noticeably clearer than it used to be. Anyway, Giles Martin has obviously done the remix, which I did wonder before this came out if Giles would do this one, because obviously it's a very controversial album. Paul does not like what Phil Spector did on this. George Martin famously said it should have been produced by George Martin, overproduced by Phil Spector. So obviously I wonder, well, would Giles Martin want to remix this when his dad famously got snubbed in the end and was quite upset by what happened with all this? But anyway, and another thing I found when I was listening to this remix, because it's so long since I listened to regular Let It Be, I'd forgotten what the running order of this album was. I'd completely forgot what was coming after each song, so it was quite nice to be taken by surprise of, oh, is that what's next? But one of my biggest gripes with this album, and other than Phil Spector stuff, is the fact that Don't Let Me Down is not on it. For the life of me, I did not understand why Phil Spector decided to leave Don't Let Me Down off it. You know, I know people will go, oh, well, it was released as a B-side to Get Back, but then Get Back was released as a single and Get Back's on here. Let It Be was also released as a single and that's on here. So why it's not on, I don't know. But anyway, Two of Us, Dig a Pony, etc. They sound decent enough. Across the Universe, I actually quite liked this version of it, with Phil Spector's orchestration on it. I still think my favourite version of it is the version of Past Masters, which was the original version of it. But yeah, it's decent enough. I'm in mine. I think this is quite a good version of it, to be honest. George's voice and Paul's voice on the chorus definitely sound more up front, which is to be expected. It's what Giles Martin always seems to do. He puts the vocals up front, sort of very in your face. Dig It is just Dig It. Let It Be. Title track, Let It Be. This, to me, seems the highlight of the album. It just seems like a good mix. And I will say I've always preferred Phil Spector's version of the song Let It Be to the single version, simply for the guitar solo. That guitar solo, I don't know why that guitar solo isn't used on the single version, but it is probably George Harrison's best guitar solo with the Beatles. It's incredible. Maggie May is what it is. I've Got a Feeling. I've always liked I've Got a Feeling. It's probably my favourite song on the album. Yeah, it's decent enough. I like how it's got the echo. Obviously, I'm used to the Let It Be Naked version, which doesn't have the echo on the guitar. I think this is the rooftop version. Correct me if I'm wrong. Same thing with One After 909. I'm sure these are the two versions that were performed on the roof. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think Dig a Pony is as well. But I might be wrong. Don't quote me on any of that. But yeah, they're decent enough. Long and Winding Road. Pass me the bucket. It's just as rubbish as usual. Phil Spector's orchestration, for me personally, ruins this song. It's much better on Let It Be Naked. I sound like a broken record here. I wish this record was broken when this song gets going. Yeah, I fought for this remix because obviously Giles Martin's doing it and Paul's still alive. He'd have got Giles to turn it down a bit. But the orchestration to me sounds like it's been turned up a bit. I mean, Paul's voice is quite hard to hear. It's kind of overpowered by the orchestration, which is a bit wrong. For You Blue after that, and I can't help but fear, it's a long time since I listened. I should have listened to the old Let It Be mix, the original mix, before I did this, but to me it sounds like the slide guitar in the middle of this has been quietened. Might be wrong, but there we go, that's what it sounds like to me. And then Get Back, closing track. It is what it is. So yeah, that to me, if it had just been this remix alone, I probably wouldn't have actually bothered getting this because I don't like the album. So that's not the, so that remix is not why I got the album. Unlike Sgt. Pepper, White Album and Abbey Road and any of the previous albums that we may get remixed, I've got a feeling Revolver might be next personally. Any of those albums, I'd be really excited for the remix. But this one, I didn't care. If it had been Let It Be Naked getting remixed, I'd have been really excited. But yeah, the exciting stuff is what comes next. So there's an advert for the book, available in all good bookstores. The things that we really that I came here for, the Get Back sessions. So this is the Apple sessions, rehearsals, and Apple jams. To gatefold this on the vinyl, if I open it up, there we go. That's the back. Right, so the first LP is sides 1 and 2. I believe they're the Apple sessions, and then which is the outtakes and stuff. And then the other LP, which is CD 3, if you've got the CDs, is the rehearsals and jams and stuff. So obviously the Get Back sessions, there's plenty of bootlegs out there, and I've heard a lot of these bootlegs. So a lot of this stuff we've heard before. And, you know, it's good to have. I'd rather have it officially released than not have. But it just feels like it's a missed opportunity. There's a lot of stuff that hasn't been released, that could have been released, that I would have preferred to some of the stuff that is on here. But, you know, there's some decent stuff. It's got like Two of Us, Take 4, which ain't too different from the version that got released. I wish they'd released a faster version of it. There's the version from the Let It Be film. It's quite early on in the film when Paul and John are sort of messing around on the You and I Have Memories bit. Paul's sort of doing a funny voice and John's messing around with his guitar. I wish they'd put that version out. Just so we had a different version of it, a faster version, because this isn't all that different from the version that got released. Which is the case with most songs, actually. None of these outtakes are all that different from the versions that got released. We've got Maggie May and Fancy My Chances With You, which I quite like this. I wish this version had gone on the album instead, because we get 2 tunes. I quite like them messing around with Fancy My Chances With You. It's good. Can You Dig It, which when I first seen it, I thought it was going to be something to do with Dig It, but it's not. It's something different. Yeah, it's good. I quite like it. It's got a good groove to it. I Don't Know Why I'm Mourning. That's a speech. There's a few speeches on here. Yeah, it's decent enough. For You Blue, Take 4. It's all right. And then we get an interesting one. Let It Be, Please Please Me, and Let It Be, Take 10. Now, when it says Please Please Me, it's it makes you think, oh, they're going to rehearse Please Please Me. It's not a full version, it's a little snippet. If you remember the Abbey Road box set, one of the outtakes on that was, I think it was Golden Slumbers, an alternative take of Golden Slumbers. Paul messes up the intro and then randomly starts playing Fool on the Hill. It's kind of like that. He's playing Let It Be and then he just stops and plays a little bit of Please Please Me and then just goes into Let It Be. It's quite nice to have, and yeah, I'd rather have it than not have it, but yeah. I've Got a Feeling, take 10. I like this take. It's good. Yeah, I like it. Not a lot to say. And then Dig a Pony, take 14 is what it is. Get Back, take 19. So, for the most part, this is just, it's nearly the finished version. It's not quite. But then, you know the bit when it ends on the single and then the drums can come in and then it kicks back in? That version on the single is where this comes from, take 19. You know, and Ringo's drums, the do-do-do-do, that bit. Terrible impression. That bit is where that's from take 19. I thought it was the same take, but it's not. The single version must be 2 takes put together. So that's what this is, and then at the end it kind of goes into a crazy thing, which is sort of Paul messing about a bit, which is at the end of the Let It Be film, and it's also at the end of the Get Back album, which I'm going to get to, as Get Back Reprise. Anyway, then we've got Like Making an Album, which is a speech, One After 909, take 3. I really like this version. Yeah, it's really good. Don't Let Me Down, first rooftop performance. So this is effectively just the version that's on Let It Be Naked, with the exception that it's got the Let It Be Naked version. They did 2 versions of it on the roof. The Let It Be Naked version is 2 of them merged together, which is predominantly the first version up until the point when John messes the lyrics up on the third verse. You know, on the roof when he's what he says, whatever he says on the roof. Then when he sort of makes the lyrics up on the spot, makes a lot of noise. On the Let It Be Naked version, it's edited out and it cuts into the second version of it from there. This is the first version complete, so it's got the messed up lyrics in. It's good to have. And obviously I know there's a lot of people online going, why is the full Rooftop concert not being released? Yeah, it's a good point, but you got to remember as well, on the original album, quite a lot of the tunes on there are from the Rooftop performances anyway. I think I've got a feeling One After 909 and Dig a Pony are all the Rooftop performances on the Let It Be album. Correct me if I'm wrong, please. But yeah, I think Get Back maybe is one of them as well. But yeah, it's decent. I mean, yeah, it's good to have. It's a good version. Long and Winding Road, take 19. Correct me if I'm wrong, but this is the version of Long and Winding Road from Let It Be Naked, which is a bit disappointing. They could have put a different version rather than the version that we've had a long, long time. But yeah, take 19. If this is the version from Let It Be Naked, which I'm pretty sure it is, this version is the Long and Winding Road to me. When I think of the Long and Winding Road, this is the version that I think of. And then we've got Wake Up Little Susie, I Me Mine, take 11. So Wake Up Little Susie is, yeah, it's literally about 5 seconds, if that. And then it goes into an instrumental version of I Me Mine, which, yeah, is decent enough. But yeah, so that's the Apple Sessions. And then we get the Rehearsals. And how do I talk? Try to think of a way to put this. I'm a bit underwhelmed by this. I'm a bit disappointed by this because quite a few of these for a start are on Anthology 3. So I'll give you an example. She Came In Through the Bathroom Window and Oh Darling, I believe both these versions are on Anthology 3. If not, I've heard them before. I think the Anthology 3 versions are edited down versions, but so these are the full version of them, but it's like we've still heard them before. I've also got Rehearsal of All Things Must Pass. There's plenty of bootlegs of the Beatles performing this, and there are better versions of them performing this. This isn't the best version of them doing it, so why they've not released a better version, I don't know. Give Me Some Truth, obviously, that John later released on Imagine, that's on here. But it's only like a short snippet, about a minute long. There is a longer version that's, I think it's still on YouTube, I've seen it on YouTube anyway, where Paul is effectively helping him write it. I think the Tricky Dicky line, the bit about Tricky Dicky, I'm sure Paul comes up with that, which is, you know, obviously when Imagine came out, John and Paul weren't speaking. You know, too many people on Ram, How to Sleep on Imagine, that period. So it was never going to happen. But I thought Give Me Some Truth is kind of a Lennon McCartney song because Paul did help him write quite a few of the words. There is footage and sound of it. But none of that's gone on here. It's still nice to have because you can hear Paul singing along on a bit of it. But yeah. You got Rehearsal of Polythene Pam, which is, you know, John just trying to figure out the lyrics. There's a nice rehearsal of Octopus's Garden, which I believe is in the Let It Be film anyway. So it's literally, if you've seen the Let It Be film, it's just that. So again, it's not something we haven't heard before. You know, Ringo's playing it on the piano and George is kind of helping him out. It's nice to have. Then we have Get Back, Take 8, which is an interesting one because I don't know why that's on here and not on the other one, because these are all rehearsals and this seems more like a complete take. We've got a jam of the walk, and we also have something called Without a Song, which is a jam, but it's an interesting one because Billy Preston is singing it. It's only about 1.5 minutes long, but he's singing it quite well, actually. I was really impressed with that. And then we've got a Rehearsal of Something. Again, it's nothing spectacular. George asks Paul for help with the lyrics, like an idea, and John tells him, just sing the first thing that comes to your head. Tracks me like no other cauliflower or something. And then Let It Be, Take 28 closes LP3, which again, I don't know why this didn't just go on to disc 2 with the rest of the outtakes and stuff, but anyway, it hasn't. So anyway, that is the Apple Sessions, rehearsals, jams, etc. For the most part, it's stuff that we've heard before. The sessions are certainly the highlight. The rehearsals and jams, they're not something I'm going to listen to a lot because most of them are just snippets of things. But anyway, next up, we have the highlight of the box set, which I know a lot of people have been saying this. The crowning jewel of this, the Get Back album from Glyn Johns. Here it is. Oh, the excitement to finally have this properly on vinyl. I should have got it out, but I have got a bootleg of this on vinyl, but that's redundant now because I've got an official version of it with that artwork and, you know, the back cover. Obviously, this is a recreation of Please Please Me. For those of you who don't know, the album was originally supposed to be Get Back with this cover. Glyn Johns did a few versions of it and the Beatles rejected them, so in the end Phil Spector was brought in. And it changed its name to Let It Be, and I do not care what anybody says. That is a better cover than that. You know, that is a boring cover compared to that. You know, and the thing is, this is, I know Abbey Road was recorded after this, but this is the Beatles' final album that got released. It's a recreation of their debut album, Please Please Me. Why didn't they go with this artwork? Seriously. Imagine that, their first album and their last album being this cover. You know, it's like, this was us at the beginning, this is us at the end. We've gone full circle back to where we started. Yeah, regardless of what Phil Spector done to the songs, I think this album should have kept the name Get Back and it should have kept this cover. But anyway, obviously I've got this on bootleg, so I have heard this before, but it's not exactly the same as the bootleg. For the most part it is, and yeah. I can't remember, I think I've read an interview with Giles Martin who said that Glyn Johns has actually remastered this. It doesn't say anywhere on here that he's done it, but apparently he has remastered it. So it's not the original 1969 quality of the mixes, it's a 2021 remaster of the 1969 mixes. I also don't know if this is the first version he did, the second version he did, or what. I'm urging more towards the first version because I'm sure one of the reasons they didn't like his first version was because he included songs that broke down halfway through and songs that weren't in the film, and the likes of I've Got a Feeling breaks down halfway through. Teddy Boy is on here, it's not in the film. I think Teddy Boy's the only thing on here that's not in the... Oh, and there's a medley, of course, of I'm Ready and Save the Last Dance for Me. But anyway, I think I might actually do a separate review on this, like a proper review, separate video. But this, for me, is the highlight, easily, by a long way. This is the highlight of the box set. To finally own this, yeah, it's great. Yeah. It's a shame it was not released individually. I think the reason Apple know what they're doing, they haven't released it individually because the likes of me would probably on the vinyl at least just have bought this on its own. You know, it's the only real reason I bought the box set. As much as the sessions are good to have, I can just listen to that on my phone if I really want to hear the sessions. It's not something I'm going to listen to a lot, but this is something I will listen to a lot, and this potentially could rival Let It Be Naked for where I go to listen to these songs. But 1 After 9 on 9, it's the rooftop version. I don't really want to go through each of the tracks because I might do a separate video on this, but yeah, let me know if you want a separate video on the Get Back album. But in fact, don't let me know. I'm going to do a separate video on the Get Back album. I might do it in a minute even after I finish recording this. So yeah, if you're gonna buy the box set, I can only recommend it for this alone. Even if you're like me, you don't like the regular Let It Be album, you've still got to get it for this. Brilliant. Love it. Love, 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 love it. And then finally, we have the most controversial part, the EP, which has 4 songs on it. Side 1 has got Across the Universe, unreleased Glyn Johns 1970 mix, and I'm in Mine, unreleased Glyn Johns 1970 mix. I believe this is from the, one of the later Get Back album versions that he did. I think this is from the second version, or the third version that he did, that Glyn Johns did, where these songs were included. But yeah, they're on this EP. And then on the other side, we've got a new mix of the Don't Let Me Down single and a new mix of the Let It Be single. Again, they're both very good mixes. They're good to have. But I must admit, I am on the side of the people who think this is a wasted opportunity, considering the amount of stuff that there is from the Get Back sessions. So yeah, the Let It Be box set, overall, I don't think it's the best one we've had. I still think the White Album is the best one we've had in terms of additional content. I mean, we were spoilt rotten with the White Album one. But, you know, it's still good to have, and we've got the Get Back album. But yes, if you haven't heard this stuff, it is available on streaming if you want, or go out buy the CDs. But unfortunately, you've got to buy the box sets if you want to physically own the Get Back album, which is the main highlight for me. Anyway, I'm going to go and review the Get Back album now, so the video for that will be out after this one. But for now, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you very, very soon. Ta-ta!